Welcome back. This is the second video of setting up the lathe. So this is a puck that I'm making. And my idea is I'm going to use some existing bolts on the machine, and then I'm going to weld this onto the puck, and then I'm going to make a groove in it so it clears the roller, and then it'll mount this on the machine. So, you know, everything's a project, and if it isn't, I'm going to make it one. But it gives me an excuse to use the machine. I'm using the coolant, I'm using the feeds. I got the feeds figured out. I got the change direction figured out. It's really nice because once you got everything dialed in and now you're working on the part, you can change your feeds. So, like I did some circumferential cuts in X, and then I worked my way, then I backed it out, then I cleaned it up, so I had to change the direction of the feed. And the coolant takes about 3 gallons for it to work properly. I put in the better, little bigger mat, and that'll catch, like I said, that'll catch all the little tiny pieces to keep those from getting circulated, so you don't have to clean out the pump as much. That's the pump. That's the other piece I was making. You know, you look at this and, you know, huge regrets, right? Well, I bumped it once, it wasn't that bad, but I always have this feeling of like a Tetris of, you know, making what will fit, what won't. This actually will move a little bit. It'll block the 1-incher, but the 1-incher doesn't get used a lot. This sticks out similar to the stick out of the controls, so I'm not giving up a lot of space. I'm going to add this guy to it. That gives me more storage. I don't like to Swiss cheese the machines, but I did have to put 2 holes in there. The puck deal, I'm going to put it way down there to hold the steady rest, and then it's going to have another piece on it to also hold the follow rest, and all that will be tucked away because it doesn't get used a lot. The coolant pump works pretty good, so when you turn it on and off, it repeats pretty well. I don't know if you've ever used other lathes and you turn off the coolant, and when you turn it back on, every time you got to set it up again. You know, now it's different pressure. It hasn't been a big deal. It'll be nice. I think what I want to do is make this more of a swivel. So you swivel it out of the way, do whatever you got, like change out the part, and then it swivels back, and then it repeats. When you have to keep changing the bends in the tube, it's not as nice, especially when you don't have a lot of standoff from the chuck. So I think we're going to leave it at that. I'll just do an update. So lots of well, some chips, not a ton of chips, but, and I'm getting it figured out with the guard. I got some coolant on the ground. I think I'll add a rubber flap here because I wanted to keep this with a big radius so that I can use it with a bigger chuck, bigger material. I have a backing plate, so make it a little more versatile. The one thing I've been forgetting to mention is leveling of the machine. So I leveled it. I did it on the bedways, and I did it on the cross slide, and I had to check it. I had to make some adjustments to it the following day for settling. So far it's stayed, but I'll check it again in a couple days. But again, this is part 2 of that, getting things set up, and then we'll come back.